And you're like, all right, got to step up this online game as a creator. But
Mhm.
then you're like, wait, a website?
Hmm?
Isn't social media like the whole thing now?
Right.
We actually dug into this Smart Passive Income article, How to Design Your First Branded Business Website.
Hmm.
And honestly, it kind of flips the script on how we think about websites in this whole social media age.
Yeah, it really is interesting how they frame it.
Oh.
It's not just about, you know, be present online. It's about like really owning your space online.
Oh,
You
interesting.
think about it, right? You're putting so much work into building an audience on social media. But what happens when like Instagram's like, yeah, we're changing the algorithm again,
Right.
or like the platform just kind of
Yeah.
fizzles?
Oh, that's scary.
Right, and that's kind of the thing. It's like you're building this amazing house, but on rented land.
Mm,
A website that's owning the land.
I like that.
It's that direct line to your audience, no matter what's happening on those other platforms, you know?
I do. Yeah, for sure.
And you get to decide how your brand shows up, which they really get into this in the article.
Yeah, it's not just like a, here's my logo, here's my color scheme kind of thing.
Exactly.
It goes way deeper.
Even like choosing your font. They talk about how that plays into it. It's wild.
Really?
Like a playful, handwritten looking font versus like a bold, you know, sans serif font.
Totally different vibes.
Totally different messages, right?
It's true. I never even thought about it that strategically.
Right.
It's like way more than just, oh, that one looks kind of pretty.
Right. And they have this great example. It's Dollar Shave Club. Their tagline, shave time, shave money.
I love it.
Short, memorable, kind of funny,
Yeah.
and you know exactly what they're about.
It tells the whole story right there.
That's that attention to detail.
Yes. And it's interesting because they get into how even your website layout plays into all this,
Totally, yeah.
like attracting the right people, you know?
Mm-hmm, for sure. So you've got things like a clean single column layout, super effective for certain content.
Oh, like Seth Godin's blog.
Exactly.
Just get straight to the point.
No distractions. But then, you know, you have sites like The Verge. They use that magazine-style layout.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes sense, right? Given how much content they've got going
Totally.
on. Yeah.
Makes you realize how much thought you should put into that layout choice.
It really is about finding what fits your content. You know, what's going to resonate with your people.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And they even talk about things like parallax scrolling. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Which can be super cool visually,
It can be really stunning.
but maybe not always the best choice for every website.
Right, exactly. Got to think about, like, does it slow down your site? Is it frustrating for people?
Exactly. Got to strike that balance between like, ooh, pretty and this is a pain to use.
100%. Because as much as we want it to look good, it has to actually work for people. Making it easy to navigate, find what they're looking for, that's key.
Yeah, totally. Like clear menus, a logical flow. You don't want people to get lost in the sauce, so to speak.
Exactly. You're leading them through a story, essentially.
Ooh, I like that.
Your website is a story.
And what's a story without good content, right?
So true.
And speaking of content, this article really gets into it.
Oh, yeah, they go deep.
Like the nitty-gritty of what makes for good website content, especially for creators.
Well, you know what they say.
What's that?
Content is king. But, you know, you can't just...
Throw it all at the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did.
It's got to be strategic.
Okay, so how do they break that down?
Well, they get into essential pages.
Okay.
Every creator website should have, like, starting with your homepage.
Makes sense. That's the first thing people see.
It's like your first impression, but in the digital world,
Right. You got to make it count.
you've got, like, seconds to grab their attention.
Oh, for sure.
And they really emphasize this, making sure your unique value proposition,
Say that again.
that thing that makes you, why you know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
it needs to be crystal clear.
Like right off the bat.
Immediately.
Mhm.
And that's where visuals come in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, strong visuals, like a hero image or even a video.
I like that. A
Oh.
video would be cool.
Right. Something that just captures your whole vibe.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, or however that goes.
Exactly. And not just on the homepage, they say high quality images throughout.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you got to keep it consistent.
And make sure they're optimized.
Optimized for like size and all that.
Yeah. So they look good on phones, on tablets.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Because nobody wants to be squinting at their phone trying to read tiny text.
Ugh, the worst. So, okay, homepage, we're killing it.
Homepage is just the beginning.
Oh, right, there's more. Like what?
About page. Don't underestimate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I always forget about that one.
It's where people go to connect with you, you know?
Get to know the person behind the brand.
Exactly. It's your chance to share your story, your passions, what lights you up.
Oh, I like that. Like what lights you up.
It's all about building that connection, that trust.
And then you can hit them with the testimonials.
Oh, yes. Social proof. So powerful.
People trust other people more than they trust us.
It's true. So let your happy clients do the talking for you.
I like it.
Show off those results, you know, those positive experiences.
Makes you look good. And then they had this other idea, a credibility section.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You're basically like, look, I'm legit.
I'm here for it.
It shows you're confident in what you do.
And that it works. Okay, so we've covered the homepage, the about page, testimonials.
We're just getting started. What about a blog?
A blog. Isn't that like 2008?
Not at all. A blog is still a fantastic way to position yourself as an expert.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Share your knowledge, your insights, and it can even help people find you.
Through Google and all that, right?
Exactly. SEO. They're big on making your website easy for search engines to find.
Oh, so important. The prettiest website in the world, doesn't matter if nobody sees it.
100%. They even get into the legal stuff.
Oh no, legal stuff, scary.
Well, you know, like making sure you're using images legally, that kind of thing.
Ah, yeah, copyright. I've heard of that.
Right. And if you have a podcast, they talk about having a dedicated page budget on your website.
Oh, smart. So
Yeah.
people can find all the episodes in one place.
Exactly. Easy to listen, find show notes, all that good stuff.
Love it. Okay,
Yeah.
this is great, but what about getting people to actually,
Take action.
yeah, like what do we want them to do on our websites?
Calls to action. Gotta have them.
Oh, right. Calls to action. Tell people what to do.
Make it super clear and easy, whether it's signing up for your email list, checking out your services.
Or buying your merch.
Exactly. So we've talked about making your website look good, sound good, but
There's more. There's more to it than just having a website.
oh yeah, it's not like, you know, if you build it, they will come. You got to put it out there.
Oh, okay. So how do we do that?
They actually talk about that, promoting your website on different channels.
Like social media.
Social media for sure.
Okay.
Guest blogging, even just like,
Just mentioning it.
yeah, like in your email signature, even on your podcast.
Whoa, meta moment. Right, but it makes sense.
It's all about integrating it into what you're already doing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And they're big on this idea, your website, it's not a set it and forget it kind of
Oh, I
thing.
realize you're constantly updating it.
It should evolve, you know, as your brand grows.
That makes sense.
Don't be afraid to experiment, change things up, see what's working.
So it's not about like perfection right away.
No way, just start somewhere. You know, you can always tweak it later.
Okay, that makes me feel better because honestly, all this tech stuff kind of stresses me out.
Oh, totally. And they even say, like, it's okay to get help.
Oh, like outsource it?
Exactly. There are people who are amazing at this stuff.
That's good to know.
You don't have to do it all yourself. There are even those platforms now, they have templates, drag and drop.
Ooh, I've heard of those.
So much easier.
That is good to know.
Yes.
So, okay, as we wrap up here, what's like one thing our listeners should be thinking about?
Yeah, if you're like, all right, website time, what's your next step?
Yeah, what's that one actionable thing?
Is it figuring out your brand message,
Okay.
looking at different platforms, maybe sketching out what you want your website to look like?
I love that. Like getting those creative juices flowing.
Whatever it is, just take that step. You'll thank yourself later.
Yeah.
Having a website, it can really make a difference.
For sure. Couldn't agree more. Well, that's about all the time we have for today.
This was fun.
This was awesome. Until next time, everyone, happy creating.